And we are in action.
Where you recording?
I record at Rec Philly.
Okay. How was that? You like it?
It's cool. And like I do most of my own too. I got the backdrop, furniture.
I was going to ask you
Microphone.
before they went.
Oh, you need me to talk about? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I didn't know
for
we
sure.
started.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry.
How you feeling now?
Good to go.
Good. Okay.
I didn't know they had furniture there, so I didn't think you was recording there.
Yeah. So I'd be using like the outside furniture and bring it in. I'd use the table, my French press.
You be moving these shit around?
You say what?
You be moving these shit around?
Yes. I pay for the membership. What?
That's a good point.
I do what I want to do.
That's a fact.
It is Black History Month. What did you special this month so far?
What did I do special this month? I took a trip to New York on Sunday.
What did you do on Sunday? I was there on Saturday.
Oh, word? What did I go out for? Oh, my gosh. Oh, I went to go
was a
see
good
the
time.
Read. Yeah. I saw
okay.
the Read live.
They had a live show?
Yeah,
The
at the
fuck?
Beacon Theater. The drum was fire, like really good. And then me and my friends, we went to brunch in Harlem, hung around and got some drinks, and then went to the show.
I've never been to Harlem before. I've been everywhere else besides Harlem.
Oh, it's a good old time.
Yes,
a
I'm
good
gonna
black ass
go.
time.
Really?
Yes.
I'm gonna go because I went to Brooklyn this weekend to the Brooklyn Museum.
Oh,
Every first Saturday they have a party there.
the first
You've been there
Saturday.
before?
Yes, that's my
So
job.
lit.
Yes.
I just love it so much.
Why you never invite us?
Cause y'all be busy.
I used to never take us.
Y'all be boo loving. Y'all be
Yeah.
busy or something. I don't know what y'all be
Never.
doing. Y'all be working. I don't know. You guys can't be doing that. Y'all be driving trucks. I don't know. Y'all be busy. But I went there and I just love it there so much. And it was the Spike Lee exhibit.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did you see the exhibit?
Oh, so nice, so cool. Like I don't know. Like he's very talented. Like he really opened the door for like people to do what they want to do.
Oh,
like,
absolutely. And he got so much pushback for like wanting to get the voice. He was one of the first people to like, everybody's like, can you stop with all that black shit?
yes.
And they said,
Yes.
no. And now you see years later, people retroactively are looking at him and just like, I appreciate your contributions.
Yes,
Yeah.
he did a good job. And I always like the iconic scene. Can we do that one day, Larry? We standing still when the camera moving?
Yeah.
I want to do that.
You just had to stand on the dolly.
I want to do that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you talk about his signature shot?
Yep.
Oh, that dolly
Hey,
shot
that's
is
lit.
crazy.
Yeah.
Why can't I
Yeah.
do it?
Because I don't feel like doing it.
Anyway.
It's
we're
because
gonna do
it's difficult to like do, like to put on, not horribly difficult, but it's just like
Yeah.
there's a very signature way because it's like there's two shots happening at once.
One time, yeah.
We had to
I
try
really
to
like that.
do it in college. We were just like, how's the dolly shot work?
Right.
Yeah.
That's dope. I like that. And I know it's signature shot, so I love it. But I had fun in Brooklyn. What else did I do in Brooklyn? Finding parking was horrible.
And it was. I'm sorry.
Yes.
You probably spent 30 minutes looking for
30
simple
minutes
parking.
exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. I feel like when you go to New York, it's a whole waiting game. You're waiting to get there. When you get there, you're waiting to park.
Yep.
Then you had to wait in line to get into the Brooklyn Museum. It was
Yep.
down the street. But it was such a vibe once I got in. I didn't even care.
Nah, that's a fact. Like,
Such a vibe. So I enjoy New York. It's crazy you was there as well.
oh yeah, I'm there. It's bad. I'd be there every other weekend.
Really?
Like, yeah, that's where all my best friends are at. So we just be in and out. I did a show there 2 weekends ago, which was cool. So
What do you do there?
I was whatchamacallit, I was invited onto this podcast up at where Horrible Decisions shoots.
Okay.
Yeah.
WTF Studios?
No, they had me at Full Court Studio. So
Okay.
why am I bugging on her name? Not Wheezy, Mandy. Thank you. I was in Mandy's studio doing like a pop culture and politics roundup with another podcast, which was cool.
That's super dope.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I'll just be in and out.
Oh, well, sorry, Soulies. So, welcome back to Eat Your Heart Out. I'm your host, Ish, under the LL Network, coming soon, Pod Nation.
Yeah.
I was on that 1 second, then we be right back
He's
with
like,
that
"Come on
world
now."
because I'm hyped. But I have a very special guest today. I have Marquise from Keep It a Bean podcast.
Yes.
Can I get a hand clap? Shh, the producer. No, nigga, on the thing. The producer is crazy. Like, you're on your phone, love. No, thanks, y'all, for coming this week to talk to us. I have Marquise here. Marquise, tell them where they can find you about your podcast.
Oh, ain't
Shout
nothing
yourself
but a
out.
word. Yes. So my name is Marquise Davon across all social media. That's Marquise Davon. I'm the host of the Keeping It a Bean podcast, where culture, conversation, and social justice. We have those conversations all over a cup of coffee or tea, because I sometimes shoot at night. I'm also the co-host of the Heavy is the Crown podcast, which is a Bel Air recap podcast that me and my boy Skip from BK do. And I'm the host of the Due Diligence event here in Philadelphia, where we take local artists and do a deep dive into one of their singular projects as well, which I co-host with Balmore as well. So all over the place, educator by day, podcaster, content creator by night.
You host a lot of shows.
Yeah.
You the Philly Tahoe. Don't Tahoe got like 1,000 shows he hosts
said
too?
hard and soft.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was so shameless.
He said, if you want me to come host your show, I'll do it too.
So what you need?
Like,
I got you.
That's
Yes.
pretty dope. Okay, cool. And you said you work for Temple.
Yep.
Look at that black man working for Temple.
Yeah,
A D1.
college access work. We out here.
Yes, that's so dope. Okay. We was talking about New York. So I was on Twitter the other day acting crazy, and I said Brooklyn over Philly.
Ooh,
I said that.
that was crazy.
That's insane.
I definitely said that.
You said that?
I just feel like besides Moby outside and Navy Green, right, is just two people who I go to their events and it's fun events.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, Allow Network, anything we throw is always great. But outside of that, I don't go anywhere in Philly that's a vibe where people want to like dance and have fun. Normally, like if I went to a club lately, everybody sitting on top of the section, just drinking, nobody really vibing.
You're going to a bunch of
It's
straight
just like-
clubs.
Oh.
I was like, yeah.
Problem solved.
There it goes. That's the issue. There it goes.
Hey, Marquise. Oh, yes, problem solved. Or don't get straight to it. Go that way.
Right, okay. I said, no, that's one of the
That's so funny. Maybe that's what it is. 'Cause I'm really bored as shit. Like, you're right, because I be bored as shit. And I was like, when I went to Brooklyn, I just felt like everybody in Brooklyn, like, they have their own style. No, they didn't all have North Face jackets on, skis on. They all was like dressed differently. Like everybody was a vibe, and I just enjoyed Brooklyn. But then people was like yelling at me, like, "How you gonna say Brooklyn over Philly?" I'm just saying.
Just, you diversify the events that you might be going to.
Totally right.
But no, I thoroughly enjoy like partying in Brooklyn, like the solid R&B spot me and my friends go to, the brunch spots. When it was Babel, Ode to Babel was like a real fire spot for like black creatives to be all going, getting together and dancing and like doing their thing. It's now a members only club, but it used to be like a real fire spot. But there's like a lot of things going on in Philly where I'm just like, if you know like Matthew Law or Brian BMPH, like they put on pretty decent events if you're trying to just be outside and dancing with some people.
You know, I'm like,
I know Matt Law and I know B. But I think to answer or to, shine light on what Ish was saying, in Philly, it's really DJ based.
yeah,
It's not really like based on where you going. It's about who's
the DJ.
who's going to be the DJ that night. Because, like, it really is like...
Y'all bring the vibes.
Yeah, like, it's really bad DJs.
And it's also...
Check out Navy Green.
But
He's trying to stop out like that.
Look, no, I'm just saying, it really is.
I love it.
But I think it also depends on like where you're going, because I feel like Philly also has like a bunch of niche events too. So it's just like if you're looking for specific vibes, there are people who are trying to create like pockets for people to listen to like deep cuts, right? Okay. So if that's the vibe you're going for, you have the You, Me, and R&B. But if you're also looking for like a book club, or if you're looking for like dancing parties, it just really depends on, do you want to be, I don't know, I kind of put it in like, do you want to be like with the uppity blacks who are just like, here's like DC adjacent, or do you want to be like in the hood spot? Yeah. So it really depends on like, are you with the brunch blacks or are you with the hood?
Yes.
Like pick your poison.
Right.
And then kind of go from there. So I'm just like, it just depends on like your vibe.
Yeah, I have to do more then, because like you said, I'm just in the wrong circles there. Like, so I'm gonna do more. Okay, cool. So
I believe in you.
Something, Lionel?
No, I was gonna dive deeper into the tweet. Would you prefer Brooklyn niggas over Philly niggas then?
Oh my God, yes. Like Brooklyn
Ish, what
men.
the fuck?
I think Brooklyn men. I think the taller men went to Brooklyn and had kids. Because I'm telling you right now, I ain't really seen too many short niggas in Brooklyn. That I felt like I was in my zone. I looked around, I was like, men, it's raining men. I loved it here. Yes, I just loved it. I'm telling you, and they all seem very confident. Like I just, yes, Brooklyn over Philly. They gonna tear me down later, but it's okay. Just saying, that's how I feel.
You stand on business.
That's
you got it.
Yeah. I feel like that this week. My shit change every week. I have a bipolar dating life.
I was gonna say, like, what is your sign? Okay, Earth sign. We love to see it. Virgo over here. We're good. I get it.
Y'all are crazy.
Not too much. That was crazy.
My little sister's a Virgo, and one day she happy, next day you be like, "You okay?" You be like, "Is everything okay?"
It's all right.
Like,
Just gotta let us have our moments. We live in a perpetual state of irritation.
Wait, Marquise, shut up. So, question for you:
Yes.
Is dating hard in Philly?
Yes, and I say yes with a caveat, because dating, especially for queer men, is like Philly's a very DL heavy space.
Okay.
And so it's just like everybody knows.
Told y'all. Sorry.
Yeah, no, because everybody knows everybody. It's like a big city with a small town feel, but also because it's also like super religious, like super Muslim.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of like gender norms and like people who are not allowed to step out of their religion. And so because of that, being gay is like the biggest sin you can commit, which means you're going to go straight to hell. And so for them, it's like having to battle presenting as like being as masculine as possible. He said, "Oh, popped out." Tried to escape.
I told him, no.
Said, and I'm out the closet too. So there you go.
Stop acting crazy today.
I'm sorry.
No. Wait, before you go further, right? You mentioned religion. I always wonder. I know with like Christianity and like Islam, like that's like a bad thing. But like, is it other like Orthodox Jews, or is it still like that with all religions? You feel like they gotta find like hide their sexuality? No,
I think Christianity has been expanding like the space of what it is, and there's been a little bit more inclusiveness. I think Muslims practicing it feels a little bit more like to the book. Okay. And so I think as I've been witnessing that, they've kind of struggled with this idea of like what masculinity is, blackness, and like putting that all together is a little bit more difficult for them to navigate sexuality. Okay. Yeah.
So it can be a little difficult. Okay. So I always say for me, for dating, I don't think I want to date in Philly anymore. Yeah. If I've been getting like, can you turn the heat off? I think both of here sweating. You're not hot? You okay?
Oh, no. Yeah, I'm good. I said, I got an eyelash in my eye. I said, oh, crap.
Never mind. I wanted to make sure you was comfortable. Yeah. I always say for me, dating in Philly is always hard because, like what you said earlier is like, I never thought of it like that. Philly is a big city with a small hometown feel. Yeah. I feel like a lot of people know each other and people are, and people are already giving your report card to the next person.
Dog. Like your Yelp review.
Yes.
Out and about.
Yes. Yeah. And it's like, this because I was what I was with you, I'm not gonna be that same person with the next person.
Because do you have space to evolve?
And I might just not like you the same way I like that person. I might have been crazy calling you 40 times that man, but the new man, I might not even like you like to call you one time. So I feel like you said, the reviews is like horrible. Like, do you find yourself like running into like people you've dated, friends, like if you date one person that you met their friend, outside of that situation? How does that work?
Gosh, yeah. And that part is like a little difficult, but it's kind of like normal at this point too, because like, once you know a nigga who knows a nigga who knows a nigga, it kind of just like the world becomes smaller, but you also have to kind of mature, because if that was the case, like, it kind of annoys me because it's like, how many bodies have you had? It actually doesn't matter, right? Because if I'm actively engaging with you, then like you're the person my focus is on, who I've been with before. Yeah. You said what?
You're a player.
No. I don't have the energy for it. I will be honest. I do not have the energy for it. But the reality is, like, we've all had a past, we've all had interactions. And so if we don't know how to have an adult conversation of just like, oh, yeah, no, I've had interactions with this person before. Right. Like, and that if that makes you insecure, one, we can have a conversation about that. But also that's for you to have to unpack. That's not my job to do that, because just because I interacted with a friend of a friend does not necessarily mean that, especially if like the dating pool, we're all in the same circle, whether it's class, whether it's profession, whether it's wherever, we're all in the same pool. So like they're going to double dip somewhere.
Exactly. So speaking on that, let's talk about dating somebody that one of your friends or associates had sex with before.
It happens. To me, I don't think that's a factor, to be honest. Right. And it also just depends on like, what's the value you place on sex as well. Like for me, sex can be, I'll say before, sex was for sport. I could do whatever, right? And not have to have a connection. But after being in a relationship where I experienced a safety and different level of intimacy in sex, I can't revert back to just being able to go have sex with anybody. I need like a relationship. So my relationship to sex actually changed after being in a healthy relationship of just like, if I don't have safety in sex, if I don't trust you, if I don't have at least a connection with you, I actually don't care to engage with you. Right. I'll be able to like just, all right, bust a nut, keep it pushing, whoop, whoop. But like to want to further that into something romantic, I don't think like I'm in that space.
In every relationship you have to have, every lifespan, I feel like we have to have like either our whole phase or our relationship phase. And I feel like it doesn't have to be in a certain like sequence. So you have to always like have your whole phase first, or have sexual support first, and then be in a relationship next. After you learn, sometimes you can just do the opposite. Like for me, I feel like I was married for a long time. I was a good girl since forever, and then once I was done and divorced, I was like, what is outside? And I opened the curtain up. I was like, I want to be out there. Like,
be on your
what's up? Yeah,
Season 2, Issa. Come on now.
Exactly, right? And that's why I feel like it's okay to do that, because you do that and you experience things and you do realize like being inside most times is better.
Yeah.
Like, it depends on the type of person you are. And I felt like for years, last like 2 years, I was super single and I was like outside having fun. But now as I'm like coming back full circle, like, but it's kind of like not getting me anywhere. People will judge you and make it seem like because you're going through that phase, you're doing something wrong. But sometimes it just don't, it's not
exploration. It's
yes.
like, it's honestly reconnecting and trying to figure out like what's worked for you before.
Yes.
Has your relationship changed? Like after my breakup, I realized I could not have sex for a little bit without thinking about my ex.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, so if I'm not like one, working through my own stuff, but then secondly, like giving space for like, oh, my relationship to sex with other people is going to be different.
Right.
Then I had to start just reframing it in my mind of just like, oh, it's not going to be what I used to have because that was comfortable for a year and some change.
Right. Right.
However, as I go back into exploring, I'm just like, okay, the things I found that I enjoyed through like having sex with somebody consistently and being able to explore different positions and any types of interactions, I can now figure out like, all right, who is worthy of that energy, and then who's worthy of that kind of investment. And so I would say I learned discernment in sex.
Yes, no, I 100% agree. And they always say getting under somebody is how you get over somebody, right?
That's the old head saying.
But that never worked for me because, like you said earlier, you said you was always thinking about your ex when you try to move on, and I feel like that's always in my thing because now I'm comparing my ex to the new person. Like, you chew all weird, he ain't chew like that. You breathe on heavy. My old baby breathe on heavy. Yes.
Have you always done that?
Right. You notice some weird shit. So I feel like that doesn't work for me, and you say it doesn't work for you either?
No, it didn't work. I thought it was going to work for me, but like I legit was like, and I'm somebody, I like to have sex like
me too.
Once a week minimum.
Me too.
Okay.
That's it.
No. I said minimum. You know, I got to adjust because other people have different levels of sex. So I said,
I'm cracking
and that was me being nice because I'd rather do 3 times a week. Every other day, please. So I work in education. I be having to let off some steam.
I mean, but built up. Go ahead.
Truly. But it didn't work for me. I had to realize, like, I had to give myself some time to, like, actually grieve. I had to give myself time to think around, like, what does intimacy look like for me now? Yes. Just because, like, coming out of a relationship, you're in a very deep, intimate space with somebody.
Right.
And to be able to, like, just give that to somebody else is, like, bugged out. Like, you got to take your time, work through it, because getting under somebody is really just, in my opinion, it's avoidant behavior because you're not willing to wrestle with, like, the question I had to wrestle with, I'll speak for me, is like, how comfortable am I with myself? Do I know how to give myself pleasure? Do I feel comfortable being with myself again? Because I became so used to, I said, oh, that's my right-hand man right there. Stop playing with it.
I know.
And so, like, adjusting to it, I had to think around pleasure for myself, but also work through that process of just like, do I need another nigga to, like, pleasure me? Right. No, not necessarily. I can find different ways, but as I went through the grieving process and accepted it, I was able to start having sex again. It took me 4 months, but I made it.
Yeah, listen.
Yeah.
I think where I am in life right now, Marquise, I think I healed too much. I think that I'm so healed now that I feel like I never thought I would say it, like, I don't need no man. But, like, I just feel like I want a man now, but I just don't have the space for him now. I feel like I went through so much stuff with exes, and I'm like, I got to make sure I'm good. Now I'm so good that I can meet people and just stay disconnected. Like, and I just feel like I had to find a way to, like, connect with men again.
I think it's a trust thing, though, too, because I think a lot of times people look at, and my boy Alex had said it, but he was like, oftentimes we talk around in regards to men, vulnerability is how we build connection, but it's actually for us as men, it's trust, which leads to vulnerability because we don't.
I just want to say y'all say vulnerable the same way, but keep going.
Cause I went to Kutztown. He from Reading.
Yeah, they say vulnerable. Both of them. But go ahead. Keep
How do
going.
you say it?
Vulnerable, but keep going.
Vulnerable.
Cause he from Vermont. Vulnerable.
Keep going.
Okay.
Vermont.
Judgmental over here.
Foo. All right. Shut up.
I actually got a friend.
Fuck out of here, bugged out. Yes, sir.
I'm sorry.
Syrup.
How you say it, Lionel? Vulnerable? Oh, shut the hell up. Anyway, go
anyways.
ahead. Send him home.
What were we saying?
It's
I don't know.
It's about vulnerability. Black people, vulnerability.
I think I'm near.
Oh,
I think I'm
yes.
not. I don't know how to be vulnerable anymore with men. I just think that now I look at everybody like you, my dog. Like people think I'm flirting, but I really like no. I just want to laugh and have a good time with
Is
you.
that, and I guess my question to you then is that to you at least a form of protection because you're not willing to like trust being vulnerable with a man like that again for right now, and so right now, do you trust them?
I think that is a big problem of mine because I feel like I used to be very trusting in everybody, right? But I feel like now, I feel like I've been let down so many times by people. It's kind of like I don't want to be, and that is a protective, I guess, mechanism. I don't know how to say it. Like, kind of like I don't want to be hurt by you.
Defense mechanism.
Yeah, a defense mechanism.
Yeah.
I don't want to be hurt by you, so instead of me allowing you to do it, I'm trying to protect myself and protect you. So you don't let me down. So it's like I'm not even gonna like. That's like asking a man for money. I've never in my life asked a man for money.
Child, it's the risk of romance. Let me tell you,
I've
it is
never
scary.
asked for money, like ever. And I never like, can I have my rent money? Never. Like if you gave me money, you did things for me, cool. But asking somebody for it because I never want somebody to tell me no because I'm really gonna hate you.
No, because that's oh wow, it's crazy. I would just legitimately I was like, I do not know how to ask for help, nor do I know how to like accept gifts. So like
Yes.
in my relationship, had paid for a trip, everything, and I was just like, that's like to me, I'm just like, this is a couple bills. Like we're taking a flight, we're on an all inclusive. Like that's a lot of money, and so I didn't know how to receive it at first because I was not used to people giving me things like that. And to me, money is something I'm super sensitive around. I'm just like, I don't play with people's money. Like, that's something that people work for. I didn't have a lot of it growing up, so I place a little bit more value. Whereas, like, this person was just like, nah, like, you provide me everything else that I need emotionally, safety, all of this. He was like, and we're in two different financial positions. So, like, let me just be able to treat you in this way. And so I had to like sit back and get used to. I was still like uncomfortable because I was just like, well, what do you need me to do? Can I do this? Can I do this? Like trying to like
make up for it.
make up and like have some value in it. But in reality, it was just like he was just like, yeah, this is all I need. Like I don't need you to show up. And it took me a while to like understand that because that's not how I grew up. Like if someone gave me something, I was always willing to give back. But that to me was like I did not know how to accept help and receive that because for me as a man, I was like, nah, like I got this. I can do this on my own. And so me having to get comfortable with help through a relationship was definitely probably like one of my biggest learning lessons. Yeah. But it also taught me to be like, it taught me to figure out what does emotional safety look like in any of my relationships, whether platonic or romantic.
No, that's really good. I never thought about it in that way because I feel like me being a woman, people expect me to want someone to take care of me. I'm a total opposite. Like, I grew up in Philly. I grew up, my mom, my dad wasn't always around, so I just did it on my own. So because of that, I'm so independent. I'm too independent. Like you said, paying for a trip, like somebody have to really just do it and surprise me. Like I'll be like, I'm gonna give you half your money back. Like
you gotta practice like not doing it.
Yeah, you guys sell. Love Hazel. I'm like, you guys sell. But like, cause I feel like I don't want to owe anybody anything. So I always feel like I want to like pay you back, and I feel like that makes me a good person by having my own. But sometimes you do want to allow somebody to take care of you and do things for you because if you're providing everything else for them, because people don't have love these days, Marquise.
No, it's
people don't have nobody who's telling them they love them, tell them that like they care about them, or just saying they're proud of them. Like I have a son, and like he has a lot of friends, and their friends come around, and it be little things that me and my son like really lovey-dovey, like always hugging. I love you all the time. And so it's like, oh yeah, mom, real close. Not knowing these kids don't have parents like that.
Yeah, it's
so
foreign.
that is and that is a thing that I'm learning that some people just want just to love.
Yeah.
So like,
and it's difficult too. Like I always tell the story of like when I was working in the school, I worked at an all boys high school in West Philly, And like I averaged 20 to 25 hugs every morning from some big old behind boy. I said, "You taller than I'm 6'2", 240." I'm just like, I'm big. Like
they need it,
but they were just like, "Yo, Mr. Richards." Like I feel like to them, they were like, "This is a space of safety, right?"
Yes.
And so and I did like a Black masculinity seminar, all of that stuff. So teaching them around like emotional regulation, feeling like you have a safe person to like go to, but for them, all boys, a Black man that they feel like they can identify with, they entered that space, but it was still foreign. So some of them, you gotta give like the little church hug.
Yeah.
I gotta dap and then I gotta hug you.
Yeah.
But they really started learning just like, nah, I ain't doing that dap up no more. Like we in here.
Representation.
Yes, but it's just like, oftentimes what I learn is, especially like as I'm thinking around like the safety that you're talking around and like not trusting, it's also like, for us as men, what I learned is like some of us just need permission to be able to feel safe, to do some stuff too. So like, I think it's like difficult because yes, absolutely, like independence is important. Right. So you can show up in partnership with each other. Right. And I think for us as men, we have to kind of redefine what a provider looks like a lot of the time. And so maybe your love language isn't necessarily me providing money or giving you gifts, but maybe it is me providing like safety and physical touch, or maybe here's an active service I can do that's non-monetary. And so like just really evaluating your basic love languages and figure out like, what does that actually look like with a little bit of nuance? Like I'm a quality time person, but I'm quality time that requires intention and planning. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. On purpose, like fun. Yeah. Like I can't just sit around you. Like, don't get me wrong. I love sitting around and watching TV, but like, plan a date. Right, exactly. Yeah. I was talking to this guy recently, and we dated for like a few months. I was telling Lauren last week about him, and I really liked him. And he was the first guy I like really dated since I was married, right? And he was like perfect. He had everything down. Like he was like planning days, taking me out, like just it could be something small. Let's go hiking a day. Let's take our dogs for a walk. It was something really, really, really good. Or he was like, let's go to an expensive restaurant. Like he always had something planned out, right? It was good, and it was always good until one day. We had gotten into like a little thing where like we was out one night and something went wrong. I forgot what went wrong. He was like, we're going to leave. I'm like, all right, cool. We left. And he just took me to my car and opened the door and put me out his car. He was like, the night is over. And I was like,
what you mean? He put you out his car?
Yeah, it's like we had met up at a place and we both parked there. And I got in his car and we had drove to the restaurant. Yeah. And then I think we was watching football actually. And we went to, like we was watching football somewhere. And then like he was like doing something weird. And I was like, why are you doing that? Because I don't like to argue with people. I just like ask you directly. Like, so you have to answer the question. Like, why are you doing that? And people get uncomfortable with really being called on that shit. He was like, what? He was like, you know what? We leaving. And I was like, okay. We got in the car. He pulled up to my car. He got out. He was polite. He opened my door for me. And I was like, wait, you put me out your car? He was like, yes. I was like, wait, I'm making sure we understand. You put me out your car. He was like, yeah, the night is going weird. I think we should end it. And I was like, okay, cool. And ever since that, I never liked them again. Like, I could not like, I mean, mind you, I thought I wanted to marry this guy. I'm like, I trust him. I like him. I feel safe with him. I felt safe with my son around him. I felt good with him. Like, he's perfect. And he picked me out the car, and I felt like abandoned. I felt like this is the reason why you don't put your trust in somebody, because at a drop of a dime, they'll show you their true colors. It's a fear of rejection for you. And so, like, even the slightest sign of it, because my question would be, were you able to kind of circle back with him, or is it like a once and done thing? Because sometimes, like, that reaction might not even really be about you. Because to me, he might be like that type A kind of person who's just like, I'm planning this out. It all has to be perfect, X, Y, and Z. And if it doesn't go perfect, then she's not going to like me anymore. So he probably projected that onto you because he put a little bit more pressure. So it's probably nothing you really did in reality, but like it didn't go according to plan the way that he wanted it to. Very possible. Yeah. And so that's a possibility. Or the other thing is he's probably a fuck nigga who thought he was nice. Let me do all the right things and then let me put you out the car and not have to say anything too. Yes. And so there's, two sides. Two sides to everything. Right. And I think that for him, I think that he was so used to being in charge, and no one ever told him that he was doing too much. And I would always call him his shit. He hated that about me. And I think that we saw each other afterwards. Like, and we went on a date the other night, but like I can't like ever like have sex with him. Like I'll hang out because I still like him, but I don't like him in the manner I did before. Like where I wanted to like be intimate with him, like really like him, or trying to fall in love with him, or whatever those things were that was building. Now it's kind of like, you're just a friend. Oh, he broke your trust. Yeah, like that's really what it is at the end of the day. He asks me all the time, like, what happened? I tell him the same thing. He like, it can't be that small. I'm like, that's very big to me.
For you, yeah, because that's like you've been let down. Have you, child? I said this isn't even my show, but I was gonna say like, have you been let down by men at a repeated time of your life? And if so, any moment of thing that signals potential for disappointment is just like guards up. I don't see you that way. I won't let you get this close again, and go from there. So that might also be like part of your thing that you also work through as well. Is just like, early on, you cannot show me signs that I cannot trust you.
Yes.
Because if you do that, then your guard is immediately up. And so that requires them to either work harder to get through to you.
Right.
And also part of you to have to do some of that inner work so you don't project that onto potential for relationships. Because at this point, you're like, am I so protected and guarded that I'm not even going to take the chance to experience love again?
Right. And I think that's where I'm at now.
Yeah.
I don't want to be there. I think people don't realize that part. Like, you don't always want to just be there. I want to, like, have a love and all that. But I want to trust you. But you're right.
Sometimes people put their guard up so fast.
Yes.
You don't even get a chance to, like, you know?
Yeah, because
like,
you're in a comfort zone, a discomfort zone, and then a danger zone. And so I think, like, for you, what I'm hearing anyway, it feels like trust is, like, a big thing. And, like, don't disappoint me if I'm putting investment into you.
Because the disappointment is heavy. Or like to you, somebody disappoints you, it's like, damn, I let you, you know what I'm saying? Like, I let you over here, you didn't fuck that up. It's over, you know?
And it gets like that. Before we go any further, I always get like ask each questions in my email.
Oh yes.
So I'm gonna read this to you because I couldn't read last week, so Laura's reading for me and he was being an asshole.
Where
so
you
we
get a
gonna let him
tea
read
kettle
this
from?
week. What?
Where you get a tea kettle from?
It was always here. Remember, Lionel? We always had that. Where your wig at?
You stole that from your house?
That's
in the house.
Oh, the furniture here.
Yeah, you stole that from the crib.
So one of my soulies wrote this question. My supporters are called my soulies.
Yeah, I like that.
I just love it.
Yeah.
So my soulies wrote this question. I'm gonna keep her anonymous. So she wrote, I've been messing with this dude for about 3 years now, and this is our first time spending Valentine's Day together. I got him. She wrote this. I didn't write this. I got him something for Christmas, but he didn't get me anything. He knows I'm an expensive and appreciative girly, but I don't think he knows what I like. If he gives me something I don't like and the money doesn't add up to what I gave him, how should I react? I'm going to be honest for sure, but I want to think about his feelings too. Before I wrote her back and told I was going to talk about it on the podcast, but then she wrote back and said, by the way, he didn't give me anything because I surprised him. I didn't give him a clear answer on what I wanted.
Yeah, he got her nothing?
That's what she said.
Oh.
This was for Christmas?
For Christmas, he didn't get her anything. And then she's wondering about this their first Valentine's Day together, and she want to know like what she should do, and if he does get her a gift, will it be like financially up to her standards?
Oh.
And if it's not, she said, how should she react?
First and foremost, set expectations of like the relationship, of what the relationship is. Messing around for 3 years, that's a very extended situationship. So like, in my mind, a situationship does not mean I'm obligated to give you anything. If we don't have that conversation of just like, oh, hey, we've been spending a lot of time together. I'm actually interested in this going full term, X, Y, and Z. I think a lot of people have been enjoying vibes, and I think like the situationship allows people the freedom of not having to be accountable to others. And I'm just like, that's like a gray area in dating. And so I'm just like, you cannot expect somebody to have something if you do not declare a relationship and saying like, we're exclusively dating,
right,
or I'm working towards an actual relationship, and you haven't communicated that, you're going to continue to go on. And like, you're going to have expectations that you've never expressed. And because you did not express those expectations, you're holding him to a standard that he does not know about. And that's not fair to him. And so, yes, you may have given him a gift, but you can also think like, is giving gifts something that he feels comfortable at? And so how much time has he been giving to you? Is it planning the date that is the gift? Is he somebody who's a little bit more sentimental? So does the gift have to be expensive?
Right.
And so are you wanting a transactional relationship? Do you want something that feels like emotionally invested in? And so to me, I'm just like, if you're counting how expensive the gift is, are you doing that for show and trying to signal like, me and my nigga got it?
Right.
Or are you actually looking for somebody who, one, you need to have a conversation with before Valentine's Day, and two, figure out what kind of gift giver he is. I'm not the expensive gift giver, but I'm like a symbolic gift giver. And so even though it may not be the most expensive thing, it might have been something you've mentioned in passing, right? And saying, I wanted this thing, and I'm big on like handwriting letters or like trying to use my words. So to me, I'm just like, learn more about the person that you have been talking to for these last couple of years. Right. And if you don't communicate expectations, you're holding him to something that, frankly, you're setting him up for failure and yourself up for failure.
I agree.
You can get creative, though, because I don't like giving gifts that's like I've given expensive gifts, but like I remember one time I bought this expensive like wallet from like Michael Kors, but I was like, if I just hand you this wallet, it's just like happy. You know what I mean? Merry Christmas. You know what I'm saying? So I had to do stuff around it, kind of like add a little smaller stuff or do an experience. Like I've done like scavenger hunts, quote unquote, for birthday experiences. Like, oh, be here at 3:00, or I'm gonna have your friend pick you up and do this. But none of this stuff was over $150 to $200 a piece per experience. So you end up spending like a couple $100s for like a dope birthday experience. So I feel like it gotta be creative because it don't gotta be expensive. It could be between cheap and expensive, like mid-expensive. You know what I'm saying? Like
it's inexpensive.
Yeah, like just something that, you know, like being thoughtful, talk about the importance of somebody actually listening to you actively. Yeah. And giving you things that they know you need.
Yeah, I feel like what you said is very crazy, like this situationship. You've been messing, you listen to keywords, because you said we've been messing around for 3 years. Messing around, I mean, like, it's not your boyfriend. Right. I'm guessing, like, so solely, I hear you 100%. But it does make sense. If y'all just messing around, is kind of no expectations. You don't really expect him to wife you. So you can't expect him to give you a gift, I guess. So that's kind of like a thing, right? Yeah. So it's like, let's back up and let's start the clock there. Like, is that going to be your boyfriend? Because if not, I guess we can't expect a gift. I didn't even think about that. Yeah. Now, it's so, like, side chicks was in for so long. Or I don't know if you're a side chick solely, but if it was in for so long, guys was doing shit for their side chicks, right? People did that. So people think that's just normal. Men just give girls gifts. But that makes sense. Like, if that's not your boyfriend, you can't expect him to get you a gift, I guess. Because I wouldn't get if I had a side nigga a gift.
For 3 years, you wouldn't get him a gift? If y'all was fucking around for 3 years?
If we just fucking around, that mean that most likely it's been like 6 months we wasn't talking. 4 months we was talking. Yeah, we popped back in. You know what I mean? Yeah.
If it's a
drunk night, I hit you up. Like, because it's no way in the world I'm going to like date somebody. I mean, mess around with somebody for 3 years and we don't like become boyfriend and girlfriend. I mean, we just kind of like in each other's lives.
Like, you just like friends who have sex with each other.
Yeah, we have the benefits popping off. You know what I mean? So I can see that. So maybe, I don't know, so maybe that's just your person you hit up when you want to be bothered or whatever. So I guess what Marquise said is totally right. You got to set the expectation of what you want.
Because to me right now, they're on two different tracks of like their relationship.
Yeah.
She got him a gift for Christmas, which means she actually feels
something. Opened the door, yeah.
She opened the door. But like when she didn't get that reciprocated, she's just like, well, what's going on?
You should have talked to him at Christmas.
And that's really what it is.
Yeah.
Or at least have the I know my best friend, she kind of always alludes to it. She's just like, I have a conversation around like gift giving because gift giving is different for everybody. Yes. So like if you give me a gift, how I receive it is like, oh, I have to give you something back.
Yeah, me too.
But like for some people, they're just like, oh no, thank you, I received this. But like for me, if you give me a gift, that's not my love language immediately. So that's not how I'm just like, oh, I'm like, okay, thank you for thinking of me and I appreciate it. Like these things still matter. Yeah. But like that's not my primary function. Like for me, gift giving is actually difficult. Like
yes.
I said I have such a tough time with that, but I will give you an act of service right away. I will give you quality time. I will give you physical touch.
Right.
But acts of service, gift giving, I said.
You know what? I had I dated a guy and I had bought him some cologne because we was like fairly new. It was his birthday. I knew to get him, so I bought him some cologne. You know, I think it was like $200 though. It was like expensive cologne. It was so fine. So my birthday came around. He brought me some perfume. Now, I didn't like that because it's like, you just doing what I did for you. Yeah. So I kind of didn't like that. Like, do something a little bit different. But whatever, a gift is a gift. I'm very thankful for it. But then it was like some old lady perfume. And he was an old man.
You wasn't fucking with it?
No.
What is
got your juke?
No, he got no, it was like Jean Paul Garnier or some shit like that. Like, and they had like titties on the perfume.
That's classic.
So that was for him.
Would you say nigga classic? I don't want no classic.
John Gaultier.
Yeah, like that's why I say he like the titty parties. I forgot this.
He bought it because that's what he wants you to
see.
Yeah. It's fucking grandma.
That's what it's for. Yeah. That's how I buy with perfume. That's what I want to smell you on you.
I don't like that shit. And he got it, and I was like, I always be grateful. I was, oh my God, thank you so much. This is so nice.
That's crazy.
That's my face. Oh my God. Thank you.
As if it's
Yes, I'm like, everybody say that shit.
Wow, I love this so much. This is
so
the best
cool.
gift ever.
No, it was like so bad, like, cause I'm like, why this? And I'm never gonna be
You
like,
gotta
why you
look
buy me
past
that? So it's just sitting there on my thing. I told my best friend I was going regift it. She was like, you can't do that, but it's gonna go to waste.
Why
and I
can't
feel
you?
like he went into like Nordstrom's, asked the oldest bitch in there, like, excuse me,
What can I?
what can I buy my lady? And she just was like, this is classic. What you say, like, we say, love, this is
It's a
classic.
classic.
No. I wear like floral perfumes, like Chloe, not Kardashian, Chloe. Miss Dior.
Yes.
Like, I mean, I wear good stuff that smells good. Cartier, that's how you say it, right?
Yeah.
That Billie Eilish got a good one. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm not wearing nobody who sings a song
No, she
perfume.
tough. You ever
I'm just saying.
I've heard it was good.
That's some
But
good
I'm never
shit.
gonna wear nothing that Beyonce make either, and I like Beyonce.
Oh, well, low-key.
Now I'll wear Fenty makeup,
I'm
but
gonna
I'm
keep it
gonna
I'm gonna keep it a beam with you though.
Beyonce got a good one.
That perfume
It's
that
good?
she got. That joint is like a nice little citrusy, summery kind of. And if you like florals,
Yeah,
like floral, honey, citrus,
that's all her.
and yeah, the newest joint. Yeah, Say Noir. Yeah, my friend had it for us, ready to go. She was like, "Anybody want to smell like Beyonce?" I said, "Give me that."
Give me the Beyonce.
No, but
Turn me.
it also lasted all day.
Really?
Yeah, so I was just like,
Like the bike
if I
balance?
pair that with like a nice little, if you like a champagne kind of smell,
Okay.
or something that feels like summery and brunchy,
Okay.
it's a great spring and summer scent.
Maybe I'll look into a B.
Yeah.
But I
But-
always said I wasn't going to ever wear somebody who like, I just like to wear like real like designers perfume because they always smell really good.
Yeah.
But Fenty, I'll definitely wear like makeup by Fenty all day long. But yeah, I don't know. But I didn't like the fact that he gave me that gift. I mean, I was definitely grateful for it. But I feel like there was no thought behind it. He just was like, she bought me cologne, I'm buy her perfume.
I'm gonna just tit
you
for tat.
know, like he could have bought me something else. You know, I'm a basketball mom.
Which one? A basketball?
A sweatshirt that say basketball mom. I don't know. Something
fuck?
cute.
That is actually kind of
Yeah, I thought it was something fun. Like people know I like to go to games, but I mean, you like
Yeah.
the refs and shit.
See,
like,
that's how easy it really is though. Like a sweatshirt, say basketball mom, $30.
But it's
Yeah.
like quite literally, sometimes
It's
the
steady.
simplest things are the most impactful things,
Yes.
right? Like my guy, he really was just like, "Why do you like a record player so much? I don't understand." And so I got him a record player. I was like, "I would like for you," and I put like a poem with it, but I was like, "I would like for you to hear music the way I see our relationship."
you
It's-
romantic and
Oh yeah,
shit.
I'm
like that.
a hopeful romantic. Let me tell
love
you.
this.
But like to me, I was like, he had always questioned it and was just like, "Oh, I'm very interested in this," and so did that. And so we had always just been like really thoughtful around things that we slightly mentioned. He really wanted like this new Tom Ford Rose Prick thing. So I was just like, all right, let me take some time. I said, that's expensive. I got to teach
That
a
time
salary.
for is always expensive.
Dog. And so
Yes.
I said, we're going to work on some afterpay.
Yes.
He didn't have to know that.
Yes.
But
yes.
I said each $45 installment for
Yes.
4 months was good.
Yes. It should be
But,
expensive.
Yeah, but I knew it was something he wanted. So for me, I was just like, as soon as he mentioned it when we were leaving the airport, I was just like, great, I'm gonna get that and call it a day.
I got a bomb for you. So are you still together?
No.
So why do things like this end? We can all speak on that. Why do situations like these?
It's like it was a
end?
good relationship.
It sounded like
so,
everything was
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah.
But
I
why
think
did these end? You don't gotta be specific to yours, but like
Yeah. I think a lot of it, I know like for mine, it was just two different generations of experiencing like accepting our sexuality, but also like I definitely was a little bit more public around like, all right, I want this to exist in this way, whereas like he was like super private around like our interactions. And so I was just like, I feel like I exist in a pride in this relationship where you exist in shame. And so having to be the gay black man was like a little bit too much in that
Yeah.
regard. And he was like, I want to be able to control how people are able to view me because he's a little bit more public as a figure and stuff. So we kept that like quiet, but I had also realized part of where I was at too was like in between jobs. And so like I leaned on him a little bit more emotionally. And for me, I've used to always be like that confident person. But like for me, the person that he met and what I was experiencing was like grief and transitions and finding a new job. That's not the person he fell in love with.
Okay.
And so I had leaned on him a lot more to like be present. And so I can say like where he was where he says he's like operating in shame, I was operating in pride, but I was not the person like he fell in love with initially.
Okay.
And so like those things have changed. And so still I experience moments of like struggle and anger and stuff. But when you go through those ebbs and flows in a relationship, you start to figure out like what is actually still serving me, what is not serving me anymore. Are you willing to like leave the relationship? And like for me, I was like not necessarily ready to leave the relationship.
Right.
But he was just like, you're not you anymore. And I don't want you to resent me because I'm not being the person. I might be safe. He was my safest person I've ever been with. Right. But he was just like, you deserve to also be the prize that you are. And so he was like, I'm not operating in that way with you either. And so there was like how that kind of ended. So for me, I was just like, damn, this is really the nigga I really liked.
I know.
Because it was also like 5 years of like on and off, and we finally tried it.
Yeah.
And we had realized like we are great best friends. We are great friends. We are great friends with benefits.
Right.
But relationship wise, we also wanted different things, and there were just things he was not willing to compromise, and there were things that I was compromising too much.
Okay.
You was trying to post this nigga on Instagram.
Huh? You said what?
He was trying to post this nigga on Instagram.
Honestly, I was. Okay.
He was trying to post this nigga. This nigga said, no, don't post me.
I made it to close friends. It was great.
Listen, Marquise, it's funny you be saying this because y'all gonna say I'm a bitch for this, right? Earlier, I watched this lady. I went to a basketball game earlier, and I watched this couple, this husband and wife, right? They was like maybe 50s, right? Mm-hmm. And white couple. The man was like in good shape or whatever, and the wife was like a little bit larger, right? And I guess her tights was rolling down, so her shirt was long too. So she took her tights with her shirt and pulled them up like
all together
at one time in front of the husband, and you could see in the husband's face that he was just disgraced. He just was like. He just was hurt.
Was they older?
Right, it was like 50.
He probably was tired of this shit.
He was like, and he looked at me, just was like, and he was mad. So I was with my ex-husband who went to our second game. Yeah. So I looked at him and he said, I would hate to wake up. And he said, the person I fell in love with was like 120, like 320, and you outside fixing your tights like that. So I was laughing. I'm like, damn, because I always felt like I might gain 20 pounds and go crazy. Like, oh, I gotta lose some weight. I'm going crazy. Yeah. That is my. And like I can't get any bigger than that. I'm too big now, right? And I would want to lose weight because not just for the man I'm with, but for me. And I think in couples, I feel like it should be allowed if you marry somebody and you put in your prenup, if you gain more than this much weight,
that's a problem.
I should be able to leave you and not give you no money.
No,
I thought you gotta. What did Kelly say? I'm gonna keep it tight for my man in the If song or Caters You song. Yeah. She said it. She said, "Look, I'm gonna keep it. I promise to keep it tight for you." Like I feel like as a woman, we should do a better job at making sure we keep it tight for the man we with.
Oh.
And I feel like with all couples though, but I feel like for women, I feel like when y'all gain weight like y'all look stronger.
You know, we gain weight in all the right places. It's a boom, boom.
Like Popeye's muscles. No, but I feel like with men, y'all gain weight and y'all might get like a dad belly, but y'all still got strong backs. A strong back, I'm weak for it. Like a nigga got a strong back, I'm like, damn, he got a big ass stomach, his back's so strong.
Look,
like,
I said my calves are my money makers right here. I said, yeah, they're good over here.
He wears shorts in the wintertime.
I said, look at these. Nah, but I think it's also interesting too because I think you also speak to the space of like women also, y'all have a different social currency when you get older. Yes, I think as men, we're accepted to get older. You gaining weight, you getting older, that's demonized. Yes. And so to a lot of people, as women age, men are said to be settling because they're just like, I mean, well, you're cool, whatever. Yeah. But like in reality, it's like women become less desirable, quote unquote. Men,
not quote unquote, that's real.
No, it's real.
Yes.
Right? But for us as men, the older we get, child, you see how they go for Morris Chestnut?
Yes.
Right? And so I'm like, the older we get, we're good. But for women, the older you get, it now means you're able to be discarded a lot more. And so even in that moment, like as you were talking about the story, I'm like, oh, this man loves her, but he probably loves her even more behind closed doors because when she does stuff like that, he probably gets embarrassed because he's just like, damn, I look like this and she looks like this.
Right.
And like, how are people, like, he's more worried about public perception.
Yeah.
Because that will take his social currency down. Because people are probably looking like, that's you. And it's not like that's you.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
That's you. I said,
yes.
right? And so I think that's also like a difficult part. So like, I think a lot of women condition themselves to have to keep it all together because we reject people who are aging, right? Like, that's why like we see older people and we're just like, yo, I want to look like 30 forever. Yeah. But in reality, I said at some point, Beyonce is going to have a wrinkle. At some point, Rihanna's going to have a wrinkle. Right. At some point, right? But I think like, and again, this is just like another conversation for another day, but we're so obsessed with youth. Yeah, that we don't embrace aging, and aging is a beautiful thing. Like Angela Bassett has been able to age.
That's my baby.
And she looks so great.
She's so fine.
And Regina Bell, she looks great. Yeah, like great. But you know what you said is totally right. I feel like with women, we become cougars. Like, but for men, y'all just age like perfect. Y'all, I feel like the older a man is, and he still look okay, he still look good.
We didn't get to hairlines.
I mean, but you can cut your hair off me bald with a goatee and you still in.
That's the problem. I've said because niggas, at least for black men, we be winning. You give me a bald head and a goatee and a full beard. Stop playing with me. We're classic.
That's
okay,
what I'm saying. Y'all always go to win.
Our second peak.
But they say women, like, if you dress too young, you wearing that. You too old to wear that. Mm-hmm. You too old to do this. Like, people love to say that. You could be 32. Like, god damn, I didn't even get over the hell. Like,
I mean, the young kids are trying to kick us off Twitter.
Really?
It was like, y'all, if you over 26, why you on Twitter? I'm like, nigga, we made
Twitter.
We made the app.
Y'all can stay on TikTok if that's the case.
Yeah, it's on TikTok, right. That's crazy.
And even then, that came from Vine, so shut up. You're welcome.
That's a fact. We're going to get into some each tweets, though, because we are having a great time, but we are running out of that time.
Okay. Well, we have a segment called Each Tweets. Can we sing the song?
Yes.
Each
you have to sing it, too.
Each tweets. Each tweets. We all sing different songs.
Each tweets, yo. Each tweets.
Oh, yes.
Tweets.
Yeah.
So I scour deeply into Aisha's Twitter, and I see what she says throughout the week.
Oh, it's throughout the week. Okay.
If my nigga go to jail, I'm revoking his rights to any access to me.
You're not a ride or die chick?
I'm just saying, I feel like at this big age, you actually be in jail. So get your roll on. I mean, I don't want to date somebody that's in jail like anymore. Like, I just don't want to do that.
Get your roll on.
I just don't want to do that. I just don't.
Was it roll?
Yeah, roll. Go ahead, roll.
Next tweet. People with dimples always smiling hard as fuck. Like, all right, bitch, we see your dimple now. Sit the fuck down.
Who be tweeting stuff?
Go ahead and say it again for the camera.
I honestly feel like people with dimples have a issue with smiling a lot because they want you to see that dimple. They always like this. They want a little dimple on the side. And you be like, all right, enough. Like, bitch, I see you. Have a seat. Like, you don't think so, Marquise?
I have dimples, so I
have dimples, but
see? Easy. The beard might be covering it up. It don't connect, but it's there.
My mom has one, so she always smiling at one side. All right,
this
Mom.
This is my good side?
Yeah, all right, Mom. I was hating on her for that tweet.
It was about your mom.
If a nigga hype about sex on the first date, he never getting any pussy. Three E's.
So I feel like it's been a topic all week long. I feel like I saw on Tequila Talk, remember Jay was talking about it as well. Yep. She was like, she don't have sex on the first date. But I'm like, I've had sex on the first date before, but I married them too. So I just happen to have good luck, I guess. But I feel like nowadays, like, if I wanted to have sex with somebody on the first date, like, why can't I? And I feel like men go crazy with that body count shit. How many people you had sex with? Nigga, why am I answering that question for you? Like, that's ridiculous to answer. So it's so many things into that, like, having sex on the first date, men get crazy about it. And I just feel like if you never got pussy on the first date, that's just you.
That's you.
Sorry to hear that.
What's going on?
Yeah, I came with the intentions of, I came with the intentions to have sex. So maybe, what's the point? What's the problem?
Okay. That was all the tweets you had this week, Aisha.
Yeah, I've been moving and shaking.
Do you be tweeting?
I be tweeting, yeah.
What's your Twitter?
Marquise Davon.
We're going to read into some of his tweets.
Oh, that's crazy.
Honestly. He said, I ain't come here for that.
Look, you got a good morning to niggas.
Now my phone not loading.
Dang, that's crazy.
Marquise Davon.
Let me I have a friend named Marquise. Mm-hmm. Well, we have a friend named, I still am from Lair. I just like Marquise is like super dope and fun and dress
Cool
well.
people. Thank you.
Yeah.
We're a good time. Yeah. Does he end his name with an E?
No, just with an S.
Tragic. You spelled his name wrong.
It's not Marquise.
Nah.
It's not Marquise.
A French
Used to call him
name.
Marquise.
Look, Marquise. It's the Grand Marquis. You know, in
Yeah.
French, we're the French monarchy.
I like
Yeah.
that.
We're royalty.
I like that.
You found his Twitter?
It's very political.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't understand why black people engage in anti-immigration policy.
It's dumb.
Hey, I agree.
Nah, because I'm just like, it don't make sense because if anything, black people are the most deported
Mm-hmm.
out of like the immigrant population. So they're just like, oh yeah, come from the Caribbean, come from Haiti, all the other stuff. But I said, what about them Canadians who keep infiltrating us? Send Justin Bieber back.
Justin Bieber. We got Tory Lanez. Drake. Come on.
Send them all back. The biracial's gonna go.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a good one. Nudes don't even be scandalous anymore.
Drake dropped his nude. That was corny. He's
He
desperate.
did?
Oh,
Yes,
did
But don't he got fake abs though?
Yes, that's why I said May got cash money, got young money in a tizzy.
Really?
Yes, I said why you dropped that? It's nothing new.
Oh.
It's desperate Poppy today.
That not champagne no more. It's desperate.
Desperate.
Dad.
Yeah, everything else
We
is
good?
just like retweets. You a retweeter.
So before
Before
we
we-
go, I want to talk about
Okay.
Pod Nation.
Okay, before you get there,
All right, go ahead.
because
You
we
the
have
producer.
55, I need an hour.
Okay.
Give us your top 3 playlists, both of y'all, playlist songs for Nasty Time.
Nasty.
Oh,
time.
nasty time.
Ooh.
It's your top 3 songs in the playlist.
Oh man, Skin by Rihanna.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a top tier one right there. If I'm thinking about another one, honestly, I'm a Janet fan. So
Oh, Warmth.
yeah, I Get Lonely or
Ooh,
Throb.
that's a good one.
Those are, yeah. I was a dancer, so like I like to move when I'm
What
dancing.
didn't you do, nigga?
I know. Isn't he like?
What didn't you do?
Yeah.
He's a dancer.
He dope. Yes.
Yeah, we did stuff. And then if I'm thinking about like a last song that I'm like having sex to, you know what's his name? Ro James. His whole project that he put out last time was like the Powder Room, top tier.
Really?
Yeah. That full album is just like sex. It's so
Top to
good.
bottom.
Really?
Yeah, him or Miguel. Like throw something in there.
So I don't know. I like rough sex.
DMX.
No. Yeah.
It's
But
a
I
dog.
also love Me. So number one song for me is always gonna be Aisha, ABC. Like
Okay.
say my name in
Say my
the
name,
bedroom,
yes,
like,
please.
and we gonna show how to say it with this song. Innocent Little Bucks. I'm joking because I'm listening to.
Shut up. You talking about some little buck. That's one of the Philly Tricks rappers.
That's getting rough. Like,
Wow.
and then no, I'm joking. But Snow Allegra. I Want You Around. I love that song.
I'm Snooze Allegra. She does not do it for me.
Is it Snooze Allegra or
No,
Snow
it's
Allegra?
Snow. I call
Snow,
her
it's
Snooze. I'm just like,
Oh
dang.
my
you're-
God.
Yeah. And then Say Yes by Floetry
Ooh.
is definitely
Ooh,
like
that's a good one. That's a
solid.
good
That's
one.
a
Like you
good
want
one.
intimate
That's
sex?
a good one.
Yeah, that's
Say
when you start
yes.
crying in that motherfucker.
Okay.
No, the breakup song is going to be Summer Walker, Do Away Your Love Letter.
Oh,
That shit come on.
Session 32?
We breaking up after that song
yeah,
come
let's
on.
be
Yes.
like, yeah.
Like,
Do
Do
Away Your
Away
Love
Your
Letter.
Letter. You close like, nigga, it's the last time you listen to this.
That's my favorite Summer Walker song. Off rip. That
Yes.
and Karma, top tier.
Yes.
So now we're gonna spin off because we're gonna wrap up soon. But we have a dope event that Aisha can speak
We have
about.
a really, really dope event coming up. Soulies Pod Nation, March 1st at
Yes.
World Cafe Live.
Yeah.
This is Lars' brainchild. He wanted to like have something. He's from Philly, so he talk like with minimum words. He be like, yeah, I mean, it's gonna be crazy. I mean, it's all he say, right? So he called me and said he want to do this, and I'm
That's our
like
words.
trying to catch it. Some words, and I'm like trying to catch it, and we put it together, and then we having something called Pod Nation, where we're gonna bring a bunch of our friends from all over to come and pod on one stage.
Yeah.
Live show. It's gonna be so much fun. I'm hosting. Larry trusted me to host. Now I'm nervous in real life. Like,
I mean,
but
the way you stormtroop that flash show,
figure it out.
You know?
Because, but it's be fun. I learn how to do production. So all our friends are going to be there. It's going to be fun. Make sure I get some tickets. Tickets are online. It's in my bio and Laura bio and Lionel bio. You can find them anywhere.
I got
tickets
mine already, everywhere. So
yes. Oh, see, even better.
I already got mine.
Marquise is going to be there, guys. So, but we have everyone come. We have Tequila Talk, Chris Cavallari, Phelps. Yes. We have
Terry Rose,
Terry, and
Jody.
we have the FC Network.
Yep.
We have Dom Fowler.
Yeah,
we have Wholesome
podcast.
Girls.
We got Wholesome Black Girl. We got a lot.
Everybody gonna be there, guys. Make sure you guys come. Tickets gonna go by really, really quickly. It's gonna be a really good event. It's gonna be so much fun. We're gonna learn a lot. Make sure you come out.
I'm really glad to see this happen in Philly because I used to have to travel to Brooklyn to go to all the podcasting link up events and stuff like that.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's good to I'm glad so many more are popping up here because it's I'm like, we don't network enough with each other all the time.
Agreed.
And I'm just like, if we get the ecosystem, like loudspeaker networks and stuff like that.
Shout out loudspeaker. Rest in peace, Combat Jet.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But to me, I'm just like, that is an opportunity for everybody to network across and begin to build up
we want creatives and podcasters to also be in the building so we can all kind of shake hands and get to know each other and stuff like that.
And shout out to everybody who DM me, other podcasters DM me, ask me how they can get on the show. Unfortunately, this show is still up, but still come out and network because the more we get to meet other people, we're going to have more and more. This is the first Pod Nation, but it's going to be something that's going on for years to come. So.
And I guess to did you have a good time today?
Oh no, this show was.
Okay, so make sure you treat everybody right.
Yes,
but solid production, solid conversation. I appreciate it was super hospitable. So
we was late, so.
I told him 8:30, so
yeah. Oh, you were good. I was in my mind. I was early.
I keep minute check. I keep minute check.
That's smart as fuck. Look, okay. Where can they find you at, though? I want to make sure everybody go to where you are.
Facts. So Marquise Davon across all social media.
Spell that out.
Again, MarquiseDavon. I'm the host of the Keeping It a Bean podcast. Heavy is the crown. Make sure to also follow Due Diligence, so duediligence.music on Instagram as well. I drop an episode every single Monday. Sunday nights are the video premieres. Monday mornings, the audio is when that drops too. So,
yeah.
Thank you, Marquise, for coming. I really enjoy you coming here. I think I fell in love with your content. I watched you one day, and I love football.
Aisha brought you to us.
Yes.
Oh.
She said, I gotta have him on my podcast. She wanted you.
Dog, I was cracking up. I was just like, I talk about masculinity. I talk about politics.
You have a personality, and personality isn't popular anymore. People don't have it. So, but you was talking about the Cowboys. You was like, I don't think they play football. I was cracking up, and I love football. So he gotta come with a pod. He gotta come with a pod,
because I'm either very super serious or deeply unserious.
Yes. And I'm saying whether people take me too seriously sometimes, but I just like that fun. So, but thank you for coming on today. I appreciate you. So everyone can give a heart of the week. Heart of the week this week is check in with your man and see if y'all in a situationship or y'all in a relationship. Marquise said it. So do better. What you got? Heart of the week.
Heart of the week.
Anything you want to talk about. We have to do nothing special.
Oh, okay. Hug your homies. I think, especially just for Black men, create that space for your boys. If physical intimacy is a thing you want to explore, start out with a hug. He said, absolutely not. But I had realized more and more, it is really important. And when you hug your homie, hug for 7 seconds. That creates a space of intimacy and relaxation. And so just do that.
You got to count the 7 seconds in the ear.
I mean, if that's how you want to get down, whisper sweet nothings.
Thank you, Larry. Don't whisper us. We are done. Thank y'all so much for tuning in this episode 80.
Yeah.
80.
Oh, shout out to 80.
80 lady. I'm trying to rhyme, but Lionel hates it.
No, we out.
No. Love y'all. Bye. Thanks so much. We are done. Yes, good job. Not a topic with it down, y'all. I just was